Hello everyone, this is Jamie Starr with the New World News Network. Today I want to do two quick episodes on some of the Donald Trump controversies before I do my whole video on Trump, elaborating my different points of view on it, different angles I'm looking at the whole situation from, because I think it's a lot more complex than we realize, and people are trying to make it very simple. I do think on a surface level, if you pay attention to what Trump is saying during the debates, he is definitely a necessary evil. He's the only one that's called out the Bush-Saudi connection on 9/11. He is the only one that has called out Bill Clinton as being a serial rapist. And when you look at things like the GOP, the Democrats, big business, Mexico, Britain, China, and all of these, countries and large groups having issue with him, well, these are all groups that I have issue with. So, again, even on a surface level, I can say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So, I wanted to get into these latest attempts, though, because I'll tell you what, for someone that they claim is so god-awful, they're so fucking desperate, and that's all this is. The media is so desperate. Now, first off, when I was a liberal, I loved Stephen Colbert. I went to his show a handful of times, I thought it was funny, but I knew I was watching a comedian. And this is the problem with liberals, where they get their political views from comedians and then wonder why people think their views are jokes. Duh. You got it from a comedian. So, and this is also why you have the sort of young Turks nose in the air attitude about everything, where they just look down on you and laugh at you, because all these views have been drilled into them as jokes, and they fail to realize that they are the joke, because they don't have an actual understanding of politics or law. Instead, they opt for guilt by association and a laundry list of just illogical fallacies. So you have John Oliver, who I think, since Trump's in the spirit of deporting people, we should just deport him. For the hell of it. Who cares if it's illegal or not? Obama's done enough illegal things, so we'll give Trump this one. Let's deport John Oliver, just for being a dick. But here's the big thing. Let's call Trump a version of his name that it was, a derivative from before, World War II or something like that. And I read into this backstory briefly because honestly, it's so desperate and pathetic. I don't want to give that much of my time looking into it. It's again, one of these things that just isn't even worth defending. The people promoting it look stupid. There are people I see on Facebook posting this who I once thought were intelligent people who actually had a grasp on politics, and it's like, oh, this is what you're running with? Like, you can't debate him on a point or a policy? Like, you just have to say, make him Trump again or whatever the hell? So anyway, my last name is Scott. It's Scottish. It could have been Scott at some point, but who cares? It's so ridiculous. So here you see it's going on. There's a hashtag about it. Blah blah blah. Donald Trump may currently have a last name useful for victory-based wordplay, but if up to John Oliver, Trump would become Trump. On Oliver's HBO comedy news show last week tonight, he argued that Trump as a name is tied to success, as encouragement of watchers have instead referred to Trump by an older version of his name, Drumpf. Frederick Drumpf, Trump's grandfather, changed his name upon immigrating to the United States from Germany, according to the International Business Times. I get that the character of Donald Trump is entertaining, and he says things that people want to hear, and I know his name is very powerful. So again, this is them trying to discredit his success and his brand because they actually can't. So they're just, oh, let's change 2 letters, and maybe that will change, his accomplishments and the way people view him. This is pathetic and childish and general leftist tactics. So, again, it just goes into his finances and, a whole bunch of stuff that they wish were going on. It's, here you see a photoshopped video, and this is what it comes down to. This is what they're running with. One of the other things that came up is Gawker. how they fooled Donald Trump into retweeting Benito Mussolini. And I guess they set up a Gawker Twitter account and were just tweeting Trump these quotes, not saying who they were attributed to. And then when he retweeted one, they're like, oh, he's a fascist! He retweeted Mussolini! I mean, complete setup and entrapment. And I'm sure these same people, you know, if a black guy was set up selling drugs, they would say, this is horrible! How could you do that? They weren't really doing that. They were set up. But they'll engage in this childish behavior. And again, they're doing this because they can't fight him on issues. They have to play these childish games. And the saddest part about it is there's a group of people that this appeals to. And they are the Arrested Development children that will vote for someone like Bernie Sanders because he's coming around like the old grandpa everyone loves but wishes they would die so they could get the inheritance money. And they just want to hear the free college and free housing and free food and free. And these people, again, because they're so spoiled, they're children, they don't realize nothing in life is free. You pay for school through taxes. The teachers have to get paid. The fact that the word free is even associated in the equation just shows how mindless this is. So, these are the first 2 points. The next video I'm doing is going to be on the KKK bullshit, so make sure you check that out. This has been Jamie Starr, New World News Network.